Hey guys, thanks for watching the battle report. Now Justin, you want to tell us who won?
It was the Necrons, actually, taking down Ovessa Star.
Interesting. So we played a little bit of a kill points mission. Now you took the modified kill points.
Yeah. Yep.
And TJ took the straight up kill points. So that's something you're going to take a look at. How did the modified kill points mission really play into how you played it?
Well, my goals were to snipe his troops. I was never going to really go after the Riptides that much. So I was going to kill the single crisis suit units because they're super easy to kill. I was also going to take down the Skyrays because they limit TJ's ability to skyfire back into me and kill my flyers. So yeah, I mean, I think it helped me a lot. It also made it easier for me to get a good margin of victory because every one of my things can kill one of his things.
It seems like you just had a whole bunch of different threats that could possibly take out things that were especially like his troops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So TJ, I don't think you made a mistake on the way to play the kill points or anything like that. Do you think that you would have gone with modified kill points now that you know, or since the Ovessa Star list is so heavily based on Riptides, do you think that you couldn't afford to take the modified kill points?
I really couldn't afford to take the modified kill points. The suits, while great at killing little scoring units, like with their 4-up saves, being toughness 4,
and the ability to get back up,
the suits weren't going to do enough damage really to take that. So I had to rely on pretty much Riptides trying to take down normal kill point style.
You had to play this sort of weird game where the Riptides would soften things up, and then you would have to maneuver other units in to get the actual kill. Do you feel like that was kind of something that set you back in the fact that you needed to kind of take 2 units worth of resources to get essentially 1 kill on a unit?
A little bit. I mean, I kind of got lucky at the beginning because the crew managed to get their own kill point, and then
they also got the first blood.
And they also got first blood.
Secondary objective that we
right.
had to go to.
But like most of it, the Riptides had. It's the point of the list, really. The Riptides have to pull the weight, and they did for the most part. I mean, I had one bad round of shooting,
which a lot of the times you can't really afford to.
Right after the combat fleeing and because essentially the Ovessa Star didn't get to shoot.
Yeah,
if they got to shoot, I would have pretty much wrecked the spiders.
You guys both, and it's unfortunate that you guys didn't get to see it at home. You both got hit by bad dice in this game.
Yeah.
Justin, you got hit by bad dice at the beginning, and TJ, you got hit with some bad dice in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Now, Justin, how do you use your strategy in this game to kind of mitigate any sort of variance that we talked to? We talked to a lot of people about our main points are kill troops, you win the game. You try and mitigate your variance so that way if you can make it so that you can't turn out unlucky, that's what you should do.
Yep.
And the third point being that you need to get economy for your models.
Yep.
So if you put cheap units out there that are meant to die, they should get their points back before the end.
Yep.
How do you think that you did, which pretty much the 3 tenets of Team Stomping Grounds at this point in time?
I think I just made it really hard I just stacked the odds in my favor. So a lot of the good players think about like, you know, not just averages, but how to like totally tilt the deck in your favor. Like you'll just dump enough without overcommitting. Like there's a point to committing where you know that it's virtually impossible for you to fail, and then there's overcommitting and getting yourself killed. So I feel like I hit that pretty well in the head. Like at one point it looked like I was kind of overcommitting because I dumped out a bunch of troops to kill the crisis suits, but I needed to do that for several other reasons, like giving up secondaries. I didn't want to give up a secondary.
Yeah.
So I had to dump out, and it looked like an overcommit, but it actually got me a kill point, which is a big deal. And the way I shot each unit, like it ended up working for me. So things like that, keeping the shooting sequences that you're doing right, knowing in your head like where you can get kill points and where you can't get kill points right now.
Yeah.
That's really important for that kind of mission. This is a really new mission, and it's very odd for most people because it's this unit has to kill this unit, so you have 1-to-1. You can't just like have one unit killing everything. Because
I feel like this mission is some sort of tailored to the fact that you could have multiple smaller units with some sort of kill potential, even if they seem glass cannony in their own right. Like, they might die. Like you might march some worries into someone and have a Riptide blow them off the table. But as long as that one Riptide blows everything off the table, it kind of limits him on kill points.
Right.
So is that kind of what you were doing with your movement?
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of feeding the same things to the same units
Yeah,
over and
and
over?
sometimes I'd have a night sides that could only see 2 of the models in the unit, and I'd have something set up to kind of, like, they would set it up, and then the other thing would knock it down and kill that to get the kill point. I did that, several times during the game with, like, crisis suits and, the Sky Rays. I pumped a bunch of things into them to kill them, and I did it in a way that the things that killed them were things that were very unlikely to get kill points later in the game. Yeah. So I figured, get the kill points now with, like, the Haywire Staff Techs, and that way the Haywire Staff Techs don't have to kill a crisis suit later that they probably won't kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to waste their turn on that.
Yeah.
So, TJ, we're talking about this mission, and it seems like, unfortunately, the mission's not great for your army list, but I think you played it pretty well. You still managed to get 7 total kill points in the game, so you took a lot of stuff off the table. Do you feel like maybe if the mission had been written differently or something like that, you might have had a little bit of a better shot, or do you just feel like this is one of the matchups where you can chalk up and go, I got a bunch of kill points, I don't really know what else I could have done?
No, there was a couple of things I could have done. The first one was I put the star way too close to the spiders. Toward, like, turn 2, was it? Like 3?
It was 3. It was 3, yeah.
And that was a mistake, because then he charged them, I fled. I was getting away because I'm I-5.
Yeah.
But, like, then I had the Snapfire. If I didn't have the Snapfire there, I was probably going to wreck the spiders.
Yeah.
And then my actual choice of secondaries kind of killed me, because I should have just gone for Linebreaker.
Yeah.
Because on turn 2, I was in his...
All your suits are super mobile.
Yeah.
You can kind of move around. It's another thing we talked about with mobility in this game. Mobility's huge. Playing your secondary objectives are huge, even if if you're ever trying to eke out sort of like primaries as you were in the game.
Oh, yeah. And then if it had gone to turn 7, I then got to pump literally 4 Riptides into the Spider Star.
Exactly, and that's something we were talking about, too. Sometimes you got to play to whatever your best advantage is, and it seems like your best advantage was maybe I get one more turn, maybe I get to mop everybody up because you have such that huge sphere of influence that you're shooting from all the Riptides.
Because literally that also would have won. Because it would have got me the kill points I needed. It would have gotten Warlord, so I would have gotten all 3 primaries. Because then I probably would have killed the one unit of Necron Warriors still there.
And that way
with
you
the 2 last rounds of combat.
You could have gotten the aggregate score between the 2.
Yep.
And that's something that we were thinking about. You actually won by 3 total aggregate points.
Yeah. 3 points, yeah. So I had 7 kill points, and he had 7 kill points. The thing was one of his Riptides had actually killed 3 things. So when you did the comparative kill point score that I did, which was every unit has to kill just a unit, basically.
And once that...
I did 7, and he only did 4, so I actually won by 3 in that regard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally something interesting. Do you guys see this, Justin, do you see this matchup playing out any differently if you guys were playing, like, objectives, or if you're playing with a relic, or anything like that?
I think it actually helps me with objectives. Well, he let me go second. There's a rule of thumb where you usually don't let Necron Flyers go second because they'll cap objectives at the end of the game, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. So, no, actually, objectives, I'd probably do better.
Yeah.
So,
and TJ, what do you think? Do you feel like you just got a little unlucky, you got a little bit brazen out there with the Ovessa Star, that sort of thing?
I mean, one thing you need to do with the Star is get aggressive with it, especially in this type of a matchup. But, like, if it was objectives, it's a bit different. I actually might go ahead and do the alternative at that point because he doesn't have guys coming on, so I immediately can grab points.
Yeah. No, you can take
and then I also want to go second because he doesn't have anything that high AP or low AP that'll get through my armor, so I don't need to maneuver the shield. Things like that, and
you don't need to take those unnecessary risks and take.
Right. And then like relic plays to my favor.
Yeah, honestly, really, really hard. Against Ovessa Star.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, when Ovessa just sits in the middle of the table, drop a crisis suit, Ovessa becomes scoring because the crisis suit joins him, game's over. Yeah, it's really hard.
Definitely. Yeah. So, TJ, how do you feel about Ovessa Star now? We've seen you multiple times play it on camera. Where do you think do you think the army's good? Do you think it's something that you're going to continue to bring, something you're going to continue to play with? Maybe in a new edition?
Oh, I mean, the Ovessa Star is great. I mean, it is a really good army. I have a fair amount of experience. I mean, honestly, like Jesse and Justin have a lot more. But I've been playing it to some success. Apparently, I can't win anything on camera though, aside from Delaware.
Except for a GT.
Yeah, except for a GT, which is the only game that matters, by the way. But yeah, I mean, Ovessa's still good. With the new edition, it completely depends on the rules. If you're even able to do the stupid crap that you can do with an Ovessa Star.
I'm sure we're gonna get you guys a lot of 6.5, 7, 6.5, whatever,
edition.
7th edition,
whatever you guys want to call it,
New game.
or whatever GW wants to call it. And Justin, what do you think about the spiders?
They're really cool.
Well positioned. Do you think it's one of those things where it kind of lets you outplay people a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to. You definitely have to have like a good grasp on the tactics of the game to go and play that army. Because if you do something crazy like it doesn't do anything other than hide and eventually maybe charge something at some point during the game. It's
And then you bring in the Air Force and take people out.
If you're not a patient player, don't play the army that I'm playing because you'll just get yourself killed.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
if we're gonna teach you guys anything, it's don't get yourself killed.
Yeah, don't do it.
Definitely.
It's bad news.
Yeah. And we're gonna leave you with that nugget of wisdom
Awesome
from Justin
note.
Cook.
Booyah.
As we do.
He just hit you with
So
some knowledge.
guys, till next time, this is everybody from Team Stomping Grounds, and we'll see you guys on the battlefield.